Hey folks, my PC's not posting video with my new motherboard right now, so I figured I'd do a quick review of this. This is the 8bitdo Pro 2. Just came out this week. Apparently it's becoming like the PS5 and that nobody can buy one. I pre-ordered mine, so it still came on time, but apparently for good reason. This is a very, very good controller. As you know, I don't have access to a PC right now, so I can't comment on PC compatibility, but I did get it running in X input mode on my mobile device, the phone I'm recording this with. So I can say there is one thing that's weird about it. If you try to run it in Android mode or direct input mode, it will actually carry over the button configurations for the Nintendo Switch. As you can see, it says that here, but when you put it into X input mode, it just basically all the devices will just assume that it's an Xbox controller, so you won't have any problems there. On the back, you'll see that there's these switches here. It's kind of hard to get into focus, but from left to right, there's switch, Android, direct input, and then X input. Now, when I put it in Android mode, it didn't work. When I put it in direct input, it thought that it was a Switch controller, so it really messed up the button configurations and everything. I tried playing KOF All-Star, and my button configurations were all messed up. I tried playing like AM2R, RetroArch and stuff, and nothing was working properly at all. The buttons are all reversed. But when I just put it in direct input mode, or not direct input, but X input mode, and I used this here, you can see I've got a Type C to Type A adapter here. So I used this, and then I used the Type C to Type A cable that came with the controller. I've got a bunch of other ones, but I'm actually at my neighbor's house right now. I'm just getting off work. I'm doing this before I set up, and it works fine. One of the biggest problems I had with this was another reason to not use the direct input mode when you're playing in mobile mode is it seemed like it had a ton of input lag. Certain things weren't registering properly. I had issues with, like, sometimes it feels like the button wouldn't detect at all. It felt very oddly laggy. So if you want to play this on Android, I would recommend just getting one of these. You can get these on Amazon for, like, I don't know, the price of a pizza or something. They cost nothing, especially if you have Prime. I would recommend getting one of these, then just plug it in. That will make the mobile device see it as a X input controller. So I went straight into RetroArch, and I would show that right now, but I don't have access to a PC. I can't really edit things together, but I'll do a little addendum to this later on. Everything worked fine. All the button arrangements were back to normal. Likewise, I went into KOF All-Star, and everything worked fine there. So overall, it feels very nice. The D-pad feels pretty nice. On the back, there are little back buttons. You may remember how the Vita had that gimmicky touchpad thing on the back that nobody liked using because it was nowhere near as responsive as using a button. These are actual buttons, as you can see here. You know, I don't really play first-person shooters. I'm not very good at them. I don't like playing them for the most part. So these wouldn't have very much use for me, but if you're going to use this for an all-purpose controller like I am, say you're playing like Doom Eternal or something, you could map like reload or dash on here or something, and then you would still have full use of the rest of your hand for the face and shoulder buttons and stuff. You have to program them, I believe, with the software. The software works on both Android and PC. I believe it works on Mac as well. Don't quote me on that. I don't have access to my manual right now, but there's also a profile button here. I don't know how this is going to work when I get it home, or rather when I have a working computer again, but I should be able to just put it in X input mode, which is right here. My camera's focus is not showing the buttons, but it goes from left to right, switch, Android, direct input, and X input. And when I tried running the controller wirelessly, I had a ton of input lag. However, I did try it wirelessly on the Switch, and I had no problems at all. It worked just like a Pro controller would. I've seen some other people mention this as well. Maybe it's like an incompatibility thing with certain combinations of hardware or something, but on the Switch it works fine, and then when I run this wired and I put it in X input mode, it's actually very nice. This is actually one of the best improvements right here, the fact that they have this switch, because before... Oh, there we go. We went into focus. Before, you had to turn off the controller and then turn it on again, and you had to remember all these button combinations. It felt like playing a fighting game a little bit. Now, you've got a very, very clear indicator of what everything is. You can easily switch it. Like, I was able to troubleshoot, the problem I had with the weird input lag and the button arrangements being messed up. You can change the button arrangements on the software that they give you, apparently, but I don't have access to a computer, and I was able to fix it just on the technical level by using the switch. It is $50 right now. If you're looking for a more in-depth review, obviously I'm not very good at camera reviews. It's something I do like once every 6 months. The D-pad feels quite good. Hopefully the membranes under the buttons won't wear out. I think it's a little bit weird to review this controller right now, because the problem with the SN30 Pro Plus was that the rubber membranes that connect the buttons to the circuit board would wear out, and then the button would get stuck. These buttons are significantly larger, as you can see here. Got quite a bit of height to it. They feel pretty good to press. Got that juicy sound. The trigger buttons are pretty nice too. These feel a little bit more responsive too, but you could always tweak the sensitivity of these in the software. Overall, I recommend it. I wouldn't recommend it for wireless use via Bluetooth on mobile devices right now, because it seems like it has a ton of input lag. It felt really off playing it, but as soon as I just hooked it up wired, I didn't have any problems at all. Thanks for watching.